Okay, so I barely got any sleep last night. I'm pretty tired, but you know who else didn't get much sleep? Usher's fans on Twitter apparently. For those who haven't seen it already, there has been a video from an Usher concert that took place on what is it? I'm pretty sure it was Friday night because I was hearing about this story since like Saturday. So I think it was like Friday night. Um and it got a lot of controversy because the lady looked quite uncomfortable while being in the performance. So let me go ahead and play the clip of the video for a second.
I don't think she want to be on the stage.
So as you can see, the lady looks quite a bit uncomfortable in the video. She looks like she kind of doesn't really know what to do, doesn't really know like what to say. She looks very stiff. She kind of just like looks at everyone like a face, because and it is kind of a provocative performance, or a bit seductive, a bit 18 plus, a bit little nasty. But anybody who has ever been to like an Usher concert or like a Chris Brown concert, it isn't really out of the normal. Most people kind of who have been to those concerts kind of expect that type of, like, if they bring you on stage, most people kind of expect that's the sort of thing that they're gonna do. Not at that level. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain because I've seen different things at different times. The point is, when either like when at one of those concerts, when you get brought on stage, you kind of already expected some sort of like seductive activities, or some sort of flirtations, or some sort of like 18 plus, or some sort of risky things. So because of that, a lot of fans of Usher are kind of upset with the girl, claiming that she knew what she was getting up there to do, that she should have expected that and not look like she was stiff on the board, that they should have been on stage, yada yada yada. And I don't know, I found it very interesting because the lady received quite a bit of backlash, and I decided to look into it because she also went ahead and responded. So she went ahead and stated a post, and she went ahead and stated it off. First off, nobody is declining to go on stage. I looked good as fuck. You thought I thought I wasn't gonna let thousands of people see me on the big screen where you bitches will never be. My mom and I had floor seats, and their team approached us and moved us to VIP before the show even started. Pretty privileges. Something you hosts will never know about. They don't say who you're going up for. Y'all wanted me to go up there and fuck him? Chat, folks aren't used to anything. That's the most exciting things that y'all would do in y'all little ass fucking lives. Fuck y'all, disrespectfully. So she went ahead and later claimed on her Instagram that post was really meant for the people in her hometown, saying, quote, the Facebook post directed towards the hating hoes in my city, which is Chattanooga is probably the city. I don't know. She kept saying chat, so I don't know if she's referring to just like randomness, or if like that's actually the city. I'm assuming it is though. Hence why it says chat. Folks aren't used to anything. Oh, okay. Sorry, that just clicked. That just clicked in my head. Sorry, I'm so used to saying chat, and I feel like most people are so used to saying chat nowadays that when it's used in any other sort of context, it's kind of like. But yeah, so she was saying chat folks because she was referring to the people at Chattanooga. Okay, I got it now. Y'all finna bully the fuck out of me, and then she ended up adding the shade room because obviously it became a pretty big story. She then ended up putting another post on her Instagram saying, quote, my attitude isn't nasty until I'm provoked. Y'all are gonna get on the internet calling me out of my name and disrespecting me and expect me to keep it cool. Y'all don't know me in real life. I'm quiet. I keep to myself. But don't think y'all are gonna bully me about an experience y'all didn't get. Which I agree. I don't see the reason why people are so upset for her not going above and beyond for the performance. I don't know, but something I'm gonna get later into. Something that I also find interesting is in most cases, I can't speak for everybody, but I 100% know if something like this would happen to me, well, nothing like this would ever happen to me, but if something around that like that ballpark where I become like a big controversy or like my name pops up in headlines, I know for a fact that there's at least one member of my family that will like speak for me or go off on random people about it, and she's no exception. Her aunt also went ahead and said some things, and she was the person who also went with her, so I don't know, she kind of got a bit of perspective from being there at the concert. Her first post that she went ahead and said, quote, "Just so y'all know, the viral young lady at the Usher concert was my ma effing niece, and we are all together. She was bad enough to get chosen by that man who is literally half her age. I think she meant double her age, but yeah, whatever, half her age. And understand, me and my daughter B are her mom. Oh, me and my daughter Bree and her mom, and we all. Sorry, it's like so fucking full of typos here. Me, my daughter Bree, her mom, and her, we are all together. And after she left the stage, she had a nice conversation with his wife. I don't care what anyone else says, anyone else would do, but at least she had enough respect for her mom and dad and boyfriend and brother and child." Okay, damn. At the end of the day, she went home to her man, and he went home to his wife. I completely agree. And then she popped off some more. This one was, I think, a little crazy. This one, I think she went a little too far on this one, but it was entertaining to read. She looked at Usher the same way Usher looked at Diddy when he trained him for the first time. Oh well, what the fuck y'all want her to do? Get on stage and hump him and burn clothes? Y'all mad at that motherfucker that he wasn't even claiming us, our asses first, and he really still don't. Chat. Don't nobody give a fuck about y'all. Okay, sorry. This is like fucking hieroglyphics. Me being dyslexic also doesn't help. Okay. He wasn't even claiming our ass at first, and he really still not. Chat. Don't nobody give a fuck about y'all. Would've, could've, should've. Y'all mad at some shit that saved her dignity, and why the fuck she not mad at you motherfuckers? But you motherfuckers mad? What the fuck? Oh, okay. I think she's talking about the wife. Okay, sorry. I'm lost. Okay. Y'all mad about some shit that saved her dignity, and why the fuck she's not mad, but you motherfuckers mad. People be mad as fuck about the wrong shit, and it's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Did she even mention he was from Tennessee? She bruised his ego, and him and y'all butthurt about it. Anyway, I still enjoyed the joy, even his set. So F y'all and feed y'all beans, and we still about it. Enjoy her day. And then VIP status, favorite. She got picked, like just a bunch of hashtags. And then right here's the picture of her with Usher's wife. Now, I completely agree with both sides of this because I did see a lot of things going off about. Okay, sorry. I agree to a certain extent on both sides because I did see a lot of people being like, oh well, if she didn't want to go on stage, she could have just declined it. Like, there's a lot of girls that could have done a more performance. Like when you're being brought up on stage like that, you're kind of expected to do some sort of performance, and no, you're really not. Just because you get brought up on stage to do something doesn't mean that you have to be all up in a freak about it. You know what I mean? And it's such a weird thing to me that I've been reading, that I've been looking into this, because I feel like this young woman was put into a position where she kind of, no matter what she did, she kind of lost. Because had she gone up there and been all freaky and been all like licking lips and been all touching Usher, everybody been like, wow, you're someone's mom. Like, wow, you're married, you did that in front of your husband. Like, you have no dignity, you have no self-respect. And then she doesn't do that, and then she still gets backlash. Like, wow, you're expected to do some sort of performance. You're expected to do this. You're expected to do that. And absolutely not. She's not expected to do absolutely nothing just because she gets on stage. However, I do understand why Usher wanted to kick her off. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely, there's definitely things he could have done differently in order to avoid her just go ahead and like ending the set, just, oh, you know what, stop, bye. Especially the way where, like, in the end, how he just like brushed her off, it was a bit rude. So I mean, I feel like he could have done that differently, but at the end of the day, I also understand why Usher, as an artist, as a celebrity, wouldn't want to have someone up there who looked that uncomfortable, just because that just opens the world of possibility for lawsuits, because, then she can accuse something like SA, or some other stuff. And the fact that it's being recorded by thousands, it's being viewed by thousands, it really puts him in a very tough position. So I definitely understand why Usher himself wouldn't want to continue the set, but I don't know. I feel like he could have done it differently. I do agree that, like I said, the woman had no, like, how do I say it? No expectations whatsoever. Just because you get put on stage, and you shouldn't have to make a performance. And like she said, just because she didn't have to decline that either. You know what I mean? She went there to have a good time. She went there to have a great time, and she got offered the opportunity to be on big stage. And someone who is, probably more extroverted, or someone who wants to look pretty in front of cameras, or someone who just feels good being seen by many people, would, like, who wouldn't say that? You know what I mean? Anybody who isn't really, like, and I know there's a lot of people who are like more insecure about like being on camera or being seen, or a lot more shy. But if you're not, why would you say no to that? You know what I mean? That's such a once in a lifetime opportunity. And then another thing that I was looking at is especially how she was saying how, oh, like, they don't tell you who you're being up there for, was because the main reason that she wanted to go up there, like, to see the concert in the first place, was to see Chris Brown, because that's kind of her more favorite artist. So I don't know. How to say it? It's, I definitely understand the woman's perspective. How it's like, it's not even an artist I wanted to see. I'm not gonna put myself to shame. I'm not gonna put my dignity aside just because the crowd wants to, just because the crowd is screaming it. It's just, I don't know. I just find it very interesting that this woman got put in such a weird position. How I feel like really the only people who are mad and really the only people who are upset is like always people on the internet, because I feel that Usher did the correct thing by, again, sort of the correct thing, kind of could have done a little things better, but he did the better decision in just deciding to end this, to not put himself into such an uncomfortable position or such a weird position. And I also think that the woman put herself in a good position by not allowing herself to be viewed that way, which, regardless, you know what I mean? Even if she would have done something, I don't think it would have been in the world. It's not like the woman said, at the end of the day, she would have gone home to her husband, and Usher would have gone home to his wife. So it wouldn't have even been the end of the world anyways. But again, I definitely understand, and I definitely see how she wouldn't have done that. So I don't know. It's just something that I found really interesting about, just because, again, it felt like the woman got put in a position where no matter what decision she did, she lost regardless. But I don't know. I just want to look into it.